Well, hello there, my fellow Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of Duelist players and YouTube watchers. So, for today's video, we will be covering a different deck. And this is actually one of my very real-life decks that I am going to be showing here. Just like the other one I showed before, it's actually something I played with in real life, but this is one of my favorite ones, and it will be the Spirit Theme deck. So let's actually go to Deck Edit, and let's go to Spirit, and let's go over the cards that are available in this deck. This is actually one of my builds. I got various builds with different matchups and different setups and different combinations of cards. Most of them you will be able to see in the main deck and the side deck as well. So let's actually go over this deck real quick. So first things off, we got two Battle Faders. Now Battle Fader card, when your opponent makes a direct attack, special summon it, boom, and you can end the battle phase right away. So, it just prevents your opponent from attacking you, and being that spirits return to your hand at the end of every turn, very often, and Rocket League update just installed, very often you will find yourself to a point to where you have no monsters on the field, so this card is like a must-have. At the moment, I believe 2 is very good, because this card does not have any offensive capabilities, so we're only keeping 2 copies in the deck. In this version of the deck that I am showing you guys at the moment. Of course, like I said, I got different versions, so this is just one of them, but no, bear with me. 2 copies of Battle Fader. Next up, we got 2 copies of Card D. Now, Card D is also another cool card. Since spirits don't remain on the field, this card also doesn't remain on the field. During your main phase 1, you can summon it, sacrifice it, you draw 2 cards. It's like a pot of greed. The only difference is that as soon as you sacrifice it, your turn ends. So pretty much you will be left completely defenseless to an attack because you do have no monsters on the field. But let's say, for example, spirits already have that weakness where they have no monsters on the field. So turn 1, you got card D in your hand. Summon it, sacrifice it, boom. Draw 2 cards. The turn ends. You already got Battle Fader in your hand. So even if the opponent attacks you, you still got something to defend yourself. So you really lose nothing out by having this card. I only run 2 because, of course, it has the drawback. You can only do it during the main phase 1, and the moment you do it, your turn ends automatically. So that's a big drawback. So I only run 2 copies of this card in this version of the deck. Next up, we got 3 Aratama. Now, Aratama is a very, very, very cool card. This is the searcher for all the spirit monsters. When it is summoned, you can search any spirit monster in your deck, and put it in your hand. One of them. You summon it, and you get any spirit monster from your deck and put it in your hand, except another copy of itself, another copy of Aratama. Other than that, it's just like any other spirit monster. At the end of the turn, it returns to your hand. Next up, we got Izanami. Now, Izanami actually goes by the theme of the Naruto Izanagi Izanami. So, Izanami is actually a pretty cool card as well. Summon it, discard a spirit from, or discard a card, discard any card. You can summon it, and if you want, you can discard any card from your hand and bring back a spirit from your graveyard back to your hand. Spirits cannot be special summoned, so it is impossible for them to be special summoned from the graveyard, like by Call of the Haunted or something like that. So this card puts them back in your hand. That way you can play them again from your hand to the field. Next up, we got 3 Nikitama. Now, Nikitama is a very cool card as well. It's also another spirit that I actually run 3 copies of, along with Aratama. Nikitama is the draw engine of the draw engine and the XYZ synchro engine of the deck. The way Nikitama works, the turn you summon it, the turn it is summoned or flip summoned, normal summoned or flip summoned. For that turn, you can normal summon an additional spirit monster. So you are able to actually summon 2 spirit monsters in the same turn. You can XYZ, you can synchro at that moment. Also, another cool thing about this card is if it is sent from the graveyard to the field, from the field to the graveyard, from the field to the graveyard, while you have another spirit monster in play, it doesn't matter if it's another copy of itself. As long as there's another spirit monster in play, at the moment this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to draw an additional card. This also includes if it is sacrificed for a summon. Let's say if Nikitama is the only spirit monster in play, you summon it. That's the only spirit monster you have in the field. The only monster you have in the field. You summon it, and you can sacrifice it right away for a Dark Dust Spirit. Even though Dark Dust Spirit requires a 1 tribute, because Dark Dust Spirit is normal summon it right away, even though you're already sacrificing Nikitama. And then if Dark Dust Spirit is normal summoned successfully without a bottom strap or torrential tribute being activated, destroying it upon summon, then you're able to draw a card because it is still on the field at the moment it was summoned. So yeah. Next we got Rosetsu. Rosetsu is a very cool card. Summon it, and if you want, you can reveal a spirit from your hand and a different spirit other than a copy of itself. So that's why I only run 1, because if you have 2 copies of itself, they counter each other. So 1 copy, summon it, reveal another spirit other than itself from your hand, and then you can target a monster that's in face-up attack position that your opponent controls and put it back in their hand. It is very good against XYCs, very good against Synchro. For obvious reasons, it puts him back to the extra deck instead of the hand. So very good. But for the turn you do this effect, you cannot special summon. Next we got Jaksha. Jaksha is like a bouncing card. When you summon it, you can target a spell or trap that your opponent controls, and put it back to their hand. That's all it is. Next we got two copies of Dark Dust Spirit. One of the oldest spirits out there. Summon it, destroys all monsters on the field that are in face-up position. Any face-up defense, face-up attack. As long as they're face-up, destroys them all. Except itself, of course. Next we got Fenghuang. Now Fenghuang is like the heavy storm of the deck. Summon it, destroys all the opponent's set cards on the field. All the opponent's set spells and traps cards on the field. So anything that is set, any spell and trap that is set in the back row of the opponent, that's destroyed. They can change them, but it will still be counted as actually being targeted for destruction. Next we got Yamato no Kami. Yamato no Kami is a very interesting spirit. It is the only spirit that can be special summoned. And being that it can only be special summoned and its effect of bouncing back to your hand only counts the turn it is special summoned, let's say you special summon it, and during that same turn, you flip it down, and then the next turn you flip it back up. Since when you flipped it back up, it was a flip summon, not a special summon, it does not have to return to your hand. Its other effect is that whenever to special summon it, you got to remove a spirit from your graveyard. But its other effect is pretty cool. If you destroy an opponent's monster by battle, you can destroy a spell or trap on the field. A spell or trap your opponent controls, of course. Next, we got two Gores and Emissary of Darkness. Very, very common card, and everybody uses it. A lot of people use it. I use two copies because three copies is too much. One is too little. You get a direct attack while you have no cards on the field. You can special summon it and special summon a token that is equal in attack and defense to the damage you took. Next, we got Hinokago Sushi. Now, Hinokago Sushi is a very cool card as well. If this card deals battle damage to the opponent, on the opponent's turn, right before their draw phase, right before they draw their card for their return, they gotta discard every single card in their hand. This card wins games. Every time I summon this card and hit somebody with it, usually they quit the game right away. They don't even bother. And since you got cards like Battle Fader, and you got cards like Gores, you got cards like Nikitama, which allow you an additional spirit summon for the turn, it's very easy to summon in this deck. And next we got one of the newest cards to the TCG, Swordsman of Revealing Light. This card is very cool. I've run two copies of it. Pretty much when you take a direct attack, you can special summon it, and then if the opponent's monster that attacked you, that made the direct attack, its attack is lower than the defense of Swordsman of Revealing Light. It has to be lower. It can't be 2400. It has to be lower than 2400. Then it destroys the monster right away. So it's very cool. A real, while also being offensive at the same time. And if this card is used as an XYZ material for an XYZ summon, each turn, the first time this card would be destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed. That effect applies to the XYZ monster that's summoned using this card. We got Book of Moon, 3 creature swaps for obvious reasons to work well with spirits. We got 2 Dark Holes, 2 Forbidden Lands, prevents our spirits from being destroyed, especially, Dark Dust Spirit, Fenghuang, and Hinokago Sushi. We want their effects to go off, so we wouldn't want them to be negated by cards like Breakthrough Skill or Fiendish Chain. We got 3 Mythical Space Typhoons or ST removal. You got plenty of that. We got Fenghuang, we got Yasha, and 3 Mythical Space Typhoon, plus the 2 Forbidden Lands to prevent, all those other spells and traps from targeting us. 1 Raigeki, Bottomless Rat Hole, Compulsory Evacuation Device. We got Torrential Tribute, and 3 copies of Legacy of Yatagarasu. Legacy of Yatagarasu works hand in hand with creature swap. You give your opponent a spirit. At the end of the turn, that spirit is going to come back to your hand because it's a spirit, and it returns to the hand of the original owner at the end of every turn. But then if you activate Legacy of Yatagarasu while the spirit is on the opponent's side on the field for that turn, you get to draw 2 cards, so it's like a Pot of Greed. I actually had somebody that had a spirit deck, a mirror match, but he wasn't running Legacy of Yatagarasu, so I had 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu turn 1. I set them down all 3. He summoned Aratama, and I was like, wow, he's playing Spirit Suit. I played all 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu in a row. I drew 6 cards. What do you guys think of that? That's just amazing, isn't it? So anyways, well, we got the XYZ and Synchro materials in the extra deck. A bunch of them, most of them are 4. The ones that are XYZ, they're 4. And let's see real quick. Hopefully you don't hear my air conditioner going off right now. I forgot to turn it off. Sometimes it's very loud. We got a lot of 4 rank XYZ materials here. And we got some 8s, we got some 7, we got some 6s. And that works really well, for Gores, Sorcerer of Revealing Light. If we take a monster that has 7 or 8 stars or whatever. With the 6, we got a lot of 6. We got like 4 monsters with 6 stars. So Yeah, it's pretty good. Next, we got with the side deck, we got DD Sprite. DD Sprite is to keep our spirits on the field. If you remove a spirit to summon DD Sprite, and then during the opponent's standby phase, DD Sprite is still in the field, that spirit comes back to the field, but it comes back as being like just returning to the field, so it does not have to return to the hand at all anymore. Really good for Hinokago Sushi to keep him on the field. We got Kinki Bayo. This card, when you summon it, you can return a level 1 monster from your graveyard back to the field, special summon it. DD Sprite is a level 1 monster, and it's also a tuner. That's why I got synchro monsters here. So the Kinki Bayo can actually return DD Sprite to the field. That's why I got them in the side deck together. Ashura Priest lets us attack all of the opponent's monsters. Tsukuyomi lets us flip up and down any card on the field. I got a second Yasha, 2 Powder Dualities for obvious reasons. Spirit decks don't special summon much. I got a Dimensional Prison and 3 Reckless Greeds for more draw power. So anyways, now that we've gone through the whole deck, let's actually go ahead and play 1 or 2 duels. Let's go to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I believe I still have a few duels left here that are reverse. Let's do this reverse duel real quick. User deck, user, and let's go with spirits. Let's do 1 duel so I can actually show you guys how the deck performs, and that will wrap the video up. So let's go ahead and begin. I will go first because this deck really benefits from going first. Second works well, but first works really well as well. So let us go ahead and do this. That was it. We got card, like I mentioned. So you summon it right away, you know, and sacrifice, draw 2 cards, turn 1. I mean, you don't have no disadvantage because there you go. I mean, I don't have anything to protect myself, but more often than not, since I got 2 Swordsman of Revealing Light, I got 2 Battle Faders and 2 Gores, more often than not, you'll have 6 cards, one of which will be in your hand that you will be able to special summon if the opponent attacks. Now, if I had Swordsman of Revealing Light, I would not be able to do anything at the moment because the opponent has a monster that has 2400 and it needs to be less than 2400. So let's go ahead and let's play a Dark Hole. Want to destroy that card before it gets its additional summon. Let's set a Mystical Space Typhoon, Yatagarasu, Legacy Yatagarasu, and let us set. Actually, let us just activate the card. I don't want to set the Book of Moon because then it just kind of seems pointless. If I draw Gores, I'm actually able to play both of these cards and get the effect of Gores right away. There we go. That's what I mentioned. Now I got Hinokaguzuchi in my hand. Let's see. The opponent brings back a card. He's probably going to sacrifice it for a summon. What? That's so disappointing. That's so disappointing. You know what? I'm going to bait out the opponent real quick. Play Raigeki. Then I'm going to end my turn again. Let's see if the opponent decides to try to attack me. He brings that to the field. Try to attack me, bro. Call the Haunted. He brings that back too. Let's actually let it go. Mystical Space Typhoon on which one? Shane. I think he activated this one. He did it on this one, correct? So let's go ahead and chain it. Draw 1 card. So I lose nothing out by doing this. And then let's activate this effect as well. Let's destroy the Call of the Hunted, just to be safe. And the opponent sets another card. Man, you don't want to attack me today? What's going on? What is going on today? Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's summon. That card has 100 defense. Let's just do this for chets and giggles. Battle phase. Let's attack the face down. See what it is. I lose 1300, that's fine. Main phase 2. Let's go ahead and set this. And turn. Nikitama goes back to my hand. I set the Book of Moon because the Book of Moon is chainable. So if the opponent decides to attack me with 1 monster, I can always activate it on a different monster. Alright, I won't want to chain anything. So he's summoning a lot of stuff. Tuning Black Rose Dragon. I wonder if he's going to try to attack me with that first. Battle face. Let's go ahead and set the Black Rose set to 1800 defense. Then I can take the direct attack, take the damage, summon Gores. In attack mode, of course. Then I summon my token in defense mode, because I always do. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Now, let's go ahead and summon. And this is what I mentioned. I'm just doing this, you know, because I can. I summon this. Now, during this turn, I can summon an additional spirit. So, let's sacrifice the token first, and then Nikitama. Now, there we go. Alright, Nikitama lets me draw an additional card, of course. Then let's go to my battle phase. First, I want to go ahead and attack the set monster. Yeah, the set monster. This. You need to make sure that Hinokagutsushi is the one that deals the battle damage, so that's why I'm attacking the monsters in attack position. Its effect activates, the opponent already has no hand, so there's really nothing I can do. Both of them have different start levels, sadly, so I can't do much about that. I'm gonna go to my main phase 2, set this card, end phase. The Hinokagutsushi comes back to my hand. Now, if this had happened early on in the duel, he had attacked me like I one-hit him into, I would have been able to special summon the Hinokagutsushi, you know? And the moment that would have happened, I would have been able to use, you know, wreck his whole hand right away because I had the MST set, you know, for that purpose. So he doesn't have a hand anymore, and it's actually one of the another cool things about Izanami, is that Izanami gets summoned, activate the effect of Izanami, and you can discard spirits that are no longer useful to you and return spirits that are. So I can return my Nikitama back to my hand, and then I can continue to do direct attacks to my opponent. You know, just do that. Attack. Let's go to main phase 2. Set a card. I really hope you guys don't hear my air conditioner. I really hate how loud it is sometimes. I gotta make sure to like turn it off, you know. When let's go ahead and do this. Put it back to your hand because I don't want that. There you go. Since you were ending your main phase or whatever, you know, that's it. Battle phase. Attack. I don't even gotta do anything, just attack. And I win. I let myself take a little bit of damage just so I could get the effect across or whatever. I got another black rose. I got like 3 of them already, I think, pretty sure. But that's pretty much how the deck works. Here's another look at the full deck list, so you guys can see, you know, what this build looks like. Make sure to try it out. Spirits are dropped, and this is the most important part. Spirits are dropped by the Pendulum pack. The Pendulum pack, the very last pack you can acquire in the game. The very last pack, the Pendulum pack, is the one that drops nearly all the spirits. There is one spirit that actually had someone help me try to find it. One spirit that doesn't drop in this pack is called Fenghuang, the one that destroys spells and traps, all the opponent's spells and traps that are set. That one single card is dropped by Bakura. So Bakura drops Fenghuang. The rest of the spirits are dropped in the Pendulum pack. And that's it. But thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening. Leave me your comments below. Let me know whether you like the deck build and whether you've tried spirits before or not. I've tried them, I love them. I think they're one of the best deck types available out there for anybody that wants to really have fun and wants to use something that's completely new and different. But thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening. Overlordtico or Underlordtico is out. See ya.